major tech companies proposed putting microchips inside of prisoners. Here it is.
So a digital rights group called Foxglove has just obtained meeting minutes from a UK government roundtable where Google, Microsoft, Amazon, IBM, and Palantir were all proposing, surgically implanting chips, like microchips, inside prisoners in order to track their behavior and their location in real time. And here's the thing about all of that. You see, that meeting took place a little over a year ago, and those proposals have been sitting under consideration for that entire year, and nobody knew about it until a few days ago when those minutes were made public. And according to Ministry of Justice sources, none of those proposals have been ruled out. They're all still on the table. Now, if you've been following me for a while, then you already know why my face looks like this. Because last year, I published a 7-part investigation called Who TF is in My Head, and it was about Elon Musk and his company Neuralink, and about the potential for experimentation on incarcerated people, potentially, allegedly, when it comes to testing this technology, allegedly.
Do I have to say it out loud? Number one, this is a pretext to create the context to knock on your door. Okay? This isn't just for prisoners. Look at the companies who are involved. These companies are end consumer companies, meaning the consumer is the one buying the end product. These are not companies that typically deal with just prisoners as their end consumer. You're talking about companies whose end consumer is you and I. Number one. Two, prisoners still have rights. Those who are incarcerated, 99% of them come home eventually. So prisoners still have rights. And do they have a right to say no to this proposal? And lastly, if this happens, which we are hoping it doesn't, it's a ridiculous idea and erodes more of your sanctity and rights as a human being. If this happens, well, that means that wherever they go, once they are released, individuals who are formerly incarcerated, do they keep the chip? So that means everywhere they go, the chip is still activated, even in your home and restaurants, et cetera, et cetera. It's a never-ending story.
This is the book of Psalms 64, and I'll start at 1. Hear my voice, O Yahawah, in my prayer. Preserve my life from the fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is deep. And this is exactly where these devils are going. Is they towards their ultimate goal is to have everybody C-hipped and under complete control, tracked and traced, monitored, so that they can try to play God on earth, man. So first and foremost, before I get started, I want to thank Bahasham, Yahawashi, for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. And I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS who teach and rule well, who taught me this truth. Salutation, you brothers and sisters that are out to listen and learning, fighting this good fight of faith. And salutation, my fellow brethren that are pushing this word in all truth and sincerity. To you all, I want to say shalom. And hope and pray this lesson be edifying to the elect. So yeah, we're here. We're here, Akim. These devils are pushing forward. As the scriptures say, let me grab it real quick. Revelation 12:12. And it reads, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Right? And as the scriptures say, Job 20 and 4, Job 20 and 4, knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. And these devils know that their time is short, man. So that means that they have to start pushing forward with this agenda, you know, to get everybody C-hipped, man. You know, so let's read some of this. And I got another video queued up and a couple things in Google that I want to, you know, bring out. And as always, I hope and pray this lesson is edifying to the elect. So this is from Daily Star. It was published a couple weeks ago, June 2nd, 2026. And it reads, micro C-hips could be put under prisoners' skin to track them in sci-fi plan. And it says leaked minutes reveal sci-fi plans to C-hip convicts to track them, as data shows 75,000 criminals have been freed early under laborers' justice scheme. Right, so you would have thought that this was some kind of this doesn't even seem real, you know, for people that don't know what's going on. But this is exactly what these devils want, man. This is exactly what they're pushing forward, you know. And then you got the picture of it right there. That's what the MO to the TB is, man. That micro C-hip. This is exactly what it is. All these other camps that are saying it's anything other than this, they're lying and they're leading the flock astray, man. It says prisoners could soon have tracking micro C-hips implanted directly under their skin as part of a radical sci-fi inspired strategy to revolutionize the justice system, right? And as the scriptures say, let me get that, because they're coming in this guise as if it's good for the people, right? Daniel 8:25. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, right? So they want to be gods, as it says in Isaiah the 14th chapter, man. You know, they want to sit in the temple of the Most High, showing themselves that they are the Most High. Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi know everything that everybody thinks and where everybody's at and everything that's going on in the world, right? Because they are the powers that rule the world, the true powers, the world and the universe, the animals and everything. And Esau is trying to achieve that on the left-hand side through their technology, man. So they're basically magnifying themselves in their heart, in their mind. And this is the point. And by peace shall destroy many, right? Just like the CV-19er, man. A lot of people have been destroyed and are still being destroyed because they were going around saying trust the science. You know, if you care about your family members, go down and get your jump shot. And many people were destroyed by that because they thought that was the right thing to do. And a lot of people are in the spirit realm, man. And if they're not right now, they're about to be, you know. And that's what these devils have achieved, man. You know, and they're still pushing forward with their plan. And by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. And the Lord is about to do a major damage to these damn devils, man, for all this evil that they have been doing on earth, man. So it says prisoners could soon have tracking micro C-hips implanted directly under their skin as part of a radical sci-fi inspired strategy to revolutionize the justice system. Tech industry chiefs reportedly pitched the proposal to monitor offenders 24/7 in real time during a secretive roundtable meeting. The high-level talks, which took place last year but have only just come to light, involve prisons minister Lord Timpson and giants of the tech world. More than 30 major corporations, including Amazon, Google, and Microsoft, brainstorm futuristic overhauls for Britain's embattled prison system. Alongside subdermal tracking C-hips, proposals included driverless prison transport vans, automated jails run entirely by robots, and artificial intelligence designed to predict an offender's likelihood to committing future crimes, man. And that's what, that's what that whole thing about thought crime and all that is, that you see in the movies, man. So these devils are sick, man. These devils are absolutely sick. Let's get this. 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Right? So as watchmen for, the nation of Israel, sent by Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, we are paying attention to all of this nonsense that this wickedness that these devils got going on. And we can't forget this, right? Only 9 months ago, it says, let's see what exact date, September 5th 2025, right? President Trump had a meeting with all these tech CEOs at the White House. Let's watch this.
Thank you for incredible leadership, including getting this group together.
Thank you, Bill. That was very nice.
Thank you so much for getting us all together, and thank you for being such a pro-business, pro-innovation president. It's a very refreshing change. We're very excited to see what you're doing to make all of our companies and our entire country so successful.
It's incredible to be among everyone here, particularly you and the First Lady. I've always enjoyed having dinner and interacting. I want to thank you for setting the tone such that we could make a major investment in the United States and have some key manufacturing, advanced manufacturing here. I think that says a lot about your focus and your leadership and your focus on innovation.
Well, thanks for hosting us. I mean, this is quite a group to get together, and I think all of the companies here are making huge investments in the country in order to build out data centers and infrastructure to power the next wave of innovation. So it's we don't often get together as the CEOs of the different companies, but it's good to see everyone.
This is a most incredible time. AI is going to change everything. You hear all of us saying that, but the fact that you are our president and you recognize this right away and you've unleashed American innovation and creativity.
Your administration is investing a lot. Already the AI action plan under your leadership, I think, is a great start, and we look forward to working together, and thanks for your leadership.
Great job you're doing. Incredible, really, Jeb.
You got
There is a place in
You got a table full of goddamn heathens that are trying to convince the world that AI and data centers, and which the data centers already are causing havoc in different communities where they're at, different areas, because they need an immense amount of water, right? And it's causing droughts for the people that live in that area, man, right? Because as the scriptures say, let's get that. I'm gonna pull it up. Psalms 55:20. And it reads, 55:21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, right? They're saying, oh, this is good for the future. This is innovative. You know, this is the next wave and blah, 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 all this fucking bullshit, right? But war was in his heart because the goal, the reason for all the data centers, let's get it. I asked Google, I said, what is the purpose for all the data centers? So it says, of course, they're going to give you the fluff answer. Data centers are massive facilities that physically house the servers running the internet, right? When you access the cloud, stream video, or use an app, your data isn't in the sky. It's being routed through and stored on these on the computers in these buildings, right? So what is the need to have a massive amount of centers? Because you need a massive amount of data, right? So where is this data coming from? Or what is this data? Let's just go straight to the point. And apostles, elders, big bros have been speaking about this for years. The Internet of Things. Everything from smart home devices to connected cars, traffic grids, and security systems rely on servers to constantly send and receive instructions. And what's going to be a part of that Internet of Things that they plan on having? People. So people's, you know, they're through the facial recognition, through their different biometrics, right? Through ultimately the CHIP, right? The transactions that they make. As the scriptures say, you can't buy or sell. You know, their social credit score, their carbon footprint. All of this is a massive amount of data per person. So they need these massive amounts of centers, data centers, in order to run these the system that they plan on putting into place, man. And that's what it's all about. Psalms 55:21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords, man. So yeah, they could say all this and that, and you know, oh, this is for the betterment of humanity. This is why the scriptures say in Second Ezra. Is it 12 and 10? 10 and 12. Oh, Salaki, 12 and 10. And it reads, Ecclesiastes 12 and 10, it reads, never trust thine enemy. Never trust thine enemy. For like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself, right? Isn't that the smooth words and trying to convince, you know, the people of the planet, you know, that this is a good thing for humanity. This is the forward, you know, ness of humanity, and this is good for the children, and as the article that we started off with, you know, these inmates, they're dangerous. So in order for the safety of the general public, we have to track and trace them to make sure that they are on the right path. But ultimately, like it said in the Dr. Rashard Ritchie from Indisputable said, these, you know, this is eventually going to come to the public. You know, that's the goal. They have to acclimate, right? They have to, just like you have a fish tank, You can't just drop the fish right into your new fish tank after you got them from the store. You gotta let them sit in there and acclimate to the temperature of that fish tank. You know? And it's no different with these devils, man. They have to implement things gradually, just like how a serpent moves. They move gradually before they strike, man. You know? And that's exactly how these devils operate, man. So they're getting people used to the idea of hearing about people walking around with technology under their skin. The whole thing with Sweden a couple years ago, and then all these different people and unlocking their cars with their hand and paying Palm Pay and Amazon and these different things, and you know, even with your credit card or your debit card, the tap to pay, you know, people paying with their watch, with their phone. They're already used to putting their hand to a machine, man. And then on the other side, they got the China just is coming out with the first ready to be mass produced brain chip. And then you have Elon Musk with Neuralink, and so this is coming out at the same time because they're getting people used to linking their body with technology and being under this technocracy. You know, this let's get that definition just for any new listeners. What is technocracy? A technocracy is a system of government or societal management where decision-making authority is vested in technical experts. Hold on. Who was all here during this meeting?
There is a place in the hills of Tennessee that the government used to call the Secret City.
Damn commercials all the fucking time. Who's present?
Thank you for incredible leadership, including getting this.
Billy Gates of hell. Tim Cook from Apple. Zuckerberg, he's there. You know, this damn red dot Elamite from whatever company, you know. So you got all these different tech people coming together and speaking to the president. Why? Because this is a system that they're setting up. You know, we are not ignorant of these devil's devices. Let's get where we at? So this is from Google. I'll read the scripture first. Ephesians 6:11. Put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil, right? And as the scriptures say, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time, right? So this is how us sincere brothers and you few sincere sisters are going to be able to escape all of this evil that's coming, because we're trusting in Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, because we know that this is the Lord's purpose to have these things happen. You know, so he could ultimately show his power, just like as in the time of Pharaoh, man, in ancient Egypt. And here we are in spiritual Egypt, and the Lord has raised these devils so high that they truly believe that they can't be touched, just like just like Pharaoh in ancient Egypt. So it says in the Google, in the King James Version of the Bible, the wiles of the devil refers to the cunning tricks, right? Who's known as a cunning hunter in the scriptures? Esau Edom, the so-called white man, right? He said he's a man of the field. He's a cunning hunter. The cunning tricks, deceitful strategies, and manipulative tactics used by Satan. And who are the offspring, the physical counterpart of Satan? These so-called white people and these other heathens, man. that walk the earth, man. It says, and manipulative tactics used by these devils to tempt, trap, and lead people astray. And that's exactly what is happening right before our very eyes, man. These devils are leading you jakes astray, man. That's what they're doing. And they're using things like this, C-hips for prison inmates, right? And they got, who they got up there? A bunch of jakes in the picture. A bunch of jakes. So they're saying that the trouble in the earth, they need to be monitored just like a dog, the way that people have their dogs chipped and all that. They're pushing it as that's okay for these people because they was in the prison and we don't really know if they were really rehabilitated, so we should be able to track and trace them in real time, and just make sure that they're on the up and up. That's what these devils are really, this psychopath is really presenting to the people. And guess what? The majority of these simpletons are going to fall for it, hook, line, and sinker, until they themselves are walking around with a C-hip in their hand or in their forehead, man. That's where we're at with it. So let's see, where was I at? A technocracy is a system of government or societal management where decision-making authority is vested in technical experts such as scientists, engineers, and economists. Why is economists linked in that? Because you won't be able to buy and sell. We'll get that in a minute, Lord's will. Rather than elected politicians. Rather than elected politicians.
Thank you for incredible leadership, including getting this group together.
Thank you, Bill. That is very nice.
Thank you so much for getting us all together, and thank you for being such a pro-business, pro-innovation president. It's a very refreshing change. We're very excited to see what you're doing to make all of our companies and our entire country so successful.
It's incredible to be among everyone here, particularly you and the First Lady.
Shut up, devil. So rather than elected politicians, man, they're going to be part of the governing body, through this technology to control the people, rather than elected politicians. And I mean, that's another topic for another time. But it says in this system, policies are driven by empirical data. What's empirical? Empirical refers to information, knowledge, or methods based on direct observation, experience, or experimentation rather than on theory, pure logic, or abstract reasoning. Empirical evidence is tangible, testable, and verifiable, forming the foundational bedrock of the scientific method. Okay, so it's based on what these devils believe, basically. It says scientific methods and efficiency rather than popular opinion or political ideology. Yeah, so they basically are setting up a system, and in their minds they're going to be able to, achieve their enterprise. This is Job 5:12. He disappointeth who? Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Disappointeth the devices of the crafty. Oh, who's the crafty? Right? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, and the rest of these heathen nations, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. So they're going to go so far and think that they're really going to be able to achieve this, and the Lord's going to disappoint them. He's going to cast them down. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong, man. So, hey, you devils won't win, man. The Lord's only going to allow you to go so far before he completely casts you down, man. Before everybody's eyes, man. These devils are just doing too much, man. You know? But, hey, as the scriptures say, this is all of the will of the Lord, excuse me. Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. Right? So the Lord is making these devils do all this, you know, so for prophecy's sake, because the Lord said that these things would happen, and the Lord is making these devils move according to his word. So these things will play out, and then it ultimately will justify the Lord coming and destroying these damn devils, man. The same thing as Pharaoh. You know, when in time of, you know, ancient Egypt, when Moses kept going and the Lord commanded Moses to tell Pharaoh to let his people go, and the Lord in turn would harden Pharaoh's heart, so the Lord would be justified and continuing to send the plagues, right? And he basically made let me see if I can grab that real quick. Exalted. Pharaoh's heart. Apostle Paul spoke about it. For some reason. Slovakia. There we go. Yahawashi. This is Romans 9:17. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth, man. So it's no different than right now, right? As the scriptures speak about, there is no new thing under the sun, right? So here we are in spiritual Egypt, right? Sodom and Egypt, as the scriptures say, spiritual Sodom and Egypt. And we have a modern day Pharaoh that is heavily lifted up with pride, DJ Nero Trump. And the Lord has exalted him so high. And, you know, just speaking as a man, I believe he's going to exalt him even more. And, you know, Lord's will, to, you know, very near future, just to justify the complete destruction of all of these devils, to show, so the Lord can show his power, man. So let's end off on this. Let's see, I got all of that, I got that. Okay. So let's end off on Revelation 13:16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. Right? Free and bond. The prisoners too. Everybody, free and bond, to receive a mark or in the Greek is charagma, which is that RFID C-hip implant that they're talking about that will track and trace everybody on the planet. That's what these devils have in plan, you know, in their plans, I should say, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, right? They spoke about these financial institutions, you know, being linked to it, you know. Where was it at? In the business operations with the data center. And the technocracy, excuse me. He speaks about where I see it at? Oh, and the economist, right? It says it up here. Economist, you know, so you got the economy linked to it as well, right? So people will not be able to buy or sell, right? As the scriptures say, Revelation 13:17, and that no man might buy or sell, save, meaning except he that had the charagma, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom, let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666, 666, man. You see it all throughout their different logos and what have you, man. So this is where we're at with it, man. You know, these devils are ready to come down with great wrath because they know that they have but a short time, and they're about to start, you know, implementing their wicked plans on a mass scale, you know. So yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, I hope and pray that this lesson was edifying. As always, to the elect, I want to thank Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson, and I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders, GMS, for teaching real well, taught me his truth. Salutations, you brothers and sisters that are out there listening and learning, fighting this good fight of faith. Keep fighting, keep striving, keep pushing on what's out of this bitch. And salutation, my fellow brethren that are pushing his word in all truth and sincerity. To you all, I want to say shalom, a baba ball, and kwam yasharala. Hey, shalom. To the next one.